to My Mint Life. I am Anna, and today we are going to be talking about laundry. It's not the most exciting subject in the world, but it's something that we all have to do at least once a week. There are some of us who do it once a day. So I just thought I'd share with you some tips, tricks, hacks, whatever you want to call them, to help make things a little bit easier. So let's get started. My first tip is to get yourself some lingerie bags, which doesn't sound really all that exciting or like it would be helpful in any way, but I use these for multiple washes. Obviously, I'm going to be putting my lingerie into these bags. Bras are expensive. If you are bigger than a C cup, bras are really expensive. My average bra is about $30. which is actually fairly median, I would say. They can go way on up, especially if you're starting to buy like really, really pretty, fancy bras. I don't really, but if you do, you want to take care of them. No matter what, you should be taking care of them. And it's really easy with the straps and everything for it to get pulled in the wash. And these just offer a little bit of protection. So I definitely use them for its purpose, lingerie, but I also put other things in it as well. I put shower flowers in. This, I have forgotten these and put them in the dryer and they melt and they turn crunchy and they're just not useful. This kind of keeps that. And I run these through the bleach cycle in my bags, and the color never bleeds or anything because it's plastic essentially. This is a sash to my robe. I will throw these in lingerie bags because I'm pretty sure anybody who's washed anything like this has experienced it getting wrapped up and tangling in your clothes, and it's just a pain in the butt to deal with, to pull everything and detangle. So I like to keep these separate in a lingerie bag. I also like to put my scarves in, again, because it will get tangled up, but they're also pretty delicate and I don't want anything to happen to them. And it just ensures that they're not going to get ruined in the wash. And then I will also put, this is a dress with really like delicate sleeves. It's almost like, it's supposed to be lace, but it's kind of like a mesh. There's some stretch to it. There's some sort of elastic in it. I will throw the whole thing in a lingerie bag, and just to give it a little bit of extra protection, and it works great. I love it. So definitely get yourself a lingerie bag. I have two, and that seems to be enough for me. I got mine at the 99-cent store years ago, at least 6 years ago, and they're still working fine. I love them, and they were $1, so how can you go wrong? My next tip is getting yourself some tennis balls. This is a pretty well-known hack to put these in when you are like washing, or I should say drying bedding, drying pillows, because it kind of gives it a little bit of a fluff aspect to it, because it's basically beating on your beating on your pillows and bedding the entire time. But I use these for everything. It decreases dry time significantly. And not only that, what I find is that it keeps my laundry from tangling up so much, especially when it comes to linens. If you've ever dried a fitted sheet and you know how it kind of rolls in on itself and things kind of get tucked into a ball and it twists and it's just a big mess. It stays damp. It increases your drying time. It's basically annoying. It's one of my big pet peeves, to be honest with you. This reduces that so much. So I throw these into pretty much every load. Now you can also get the wool dryer balls. I know Molly Suds makes some. Target has some. The ones at Target I think are about $15 for 3 of them. I will be switching to those as soon as I'm done with some dryer sheets that my husband bought at Costco. But there's like, I think I have like 150 left because it's Costco, so there's a lot of them. But I will be switching to those once I'm done with the dryer sheets. My next tip, Dawn dish soap. What could we use this for, right? I actually use this for grease stains. This is a trick that my grandmother taught my mom taught me. It works fantastically. You just take a little bit of Dawn and you dab it on any type of grease stain, pasta, spaghetti stain, anything. I've used this to get out chapstick. My husband was kind of notorious for leaving chapstick in his pockets when we were first married. And he spent many a day treating an entire load of laundry with Dawn to make sure that we got out the chapstick stains, and it did. It worked great. Definitely don't worry about it like over sudsing. As long as you're not using an insane amount, just dab a small amount on to like saturate the stain a little bit and you should be good. I will say that I would stick to something like a heavy duty degreaser like Dawn. I wouldn't use any of the fancier dish soaps like Caldrea or even Honest Company. They just don't work as well. So stick to the old school stuff. Fitted sheets. Fitted sheets. This wasn't going to be in my original video, but I went into my linen closet yesterday and I found this. Now, occasionally my husband does help me do laundry, and this is how he decided to fold the sheet. And I realized that maybe not so many people know how to fold them. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that now. Hopefully I get the angles okay to where you can see it. It's actually pretty easy once you kind of get the hang of it. There's like, I wouldn't even call it a trick. There's just a way to place it in on itself that makes it a lot easier. Okay, to fold a fitted sheet, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is to grab your sheet by each of the seams. Basically, this is the corner of each sheet. And what you're gonna do is put the inside of one seam into the opposite end. And you're gonna do that on both sides. So I'm lining up my other two seams and kind of tucking it in a little bit. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, because it's basically in half now, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna take this side with two seams and I'm going to tuck it into the other two seams. And then I'm gonna kind of straighten it out a little bit to where it basically makes like a rectangle. And let me show you on this side. You can see what I've done. You can see that I've tucked all four corners into this area here and folded this part over so that the outside looks a lot neater. And then it's basically like folding a flat sheet from here. Okay, so I have it all laid out and I'm going to fold it over like so, flip it, fold it again, kind of evening out the corners, flattening as I go. And then I'm going to fold it over my last 3 times. And that's it. Nice, neat, easy. Drying racks. These come in such handy in my laundry room. This is a great tip if you live in a small house and you don't have a lot of places to hang delicates to dry. I air dry my scarves, my bras, really anything delicate I will put on a drying rack. I used really inexpensive curtain rods, the cheap ones you get at Lowe's for like $3. I just had my husband hang them next to my washer, and as soon as I pull out my delicates out of my lingerie bag, they just immediately go on the rack. And that has been such a convenience for me, because before I would like hang like 3 of them on a hanger and find a place to hang them. This way they have their own little spot. It's right there next to my washer. It just makes it really convenient, and it's really cheap, so it's great. Those are my laundry tips and tricks for right now. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys have any suggestions, any little tricks that you do to make laundry easier, because I think we all would like it to be as easy as possible, please feel free to comment below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!